Welcome back to another video, guys. My name is Ben from Flow Brackets, and today we've got in this beautiful 982 718 GT4 RS. And today we'll be doing a OEM Plinth delete and showing you how to mount number plates onto this car the right way. Now, it'd be good to point out that this miniature Plinth that was designed specifically for this car also fits the GT4, the GT4 RS, as well as the 718 Spyder and 718 Spyder RS. Is that right? Yeah, okay. It's okay. Sorry, that was a bit of a mouthful, but we'll confirm in the description below, guys. Okay, OEM Plinth delete. What does it do and when would you need it? So, Porsche, you've picked up your brand new Porsche and you're wondering how to put number plates on it. Porsche normally give you this ugly black box that goes onto the front of the car. It's screwed on, and that box is usually oversized and ugly, and it doesn't really fit Australian number plates. And that's why we have designed a miniature Plinth that has a number of ways that you can install it. If you have a brand new car and you haven't drilled holes yet, we've got a stick-only option, but we've also put in provisions to screw it on to the factory dimples as well. And by using this miniature Plinth, this allows you to adapt any Australian number plate to it as cleanly as possible. And its modular feature means that we sell a number plate bracket to fit almost every number plate in Australia. If you decide to change number plates to a different size or format, you can just buy the appropriate bracket, bolt it on, bolt it off, or sorry, bolt it off and bolt it back on, and you can keep changing number plate sizes without putting more holes into your beautiful bar. Okay, we've got quite a few parts provided in the kit. Let me go through them one by one. So this one here with double-sided tape pre-applied to the Plinth is the base of the Plinth, which goes onto the front bumper somewhere here. If you already have those two holes drilled out from factory, these provisions here will align to those. If they've drilled slightly up or down or off center, you can maneuver it to get it completely straight. We also have a spacer. This is a 9mm spacer, and this is going to allow you to space the Plinth a little bit further off the bumper so that you accommodate for larger or taller number plates. But if you don't have a tall number plate and you have a skinny one, then we always recommend that you run just the base Plinth, because you can get the number plates closer to the bumper. Now, when we were designing this miniature Plinth, we came across a problem. It's a very nice curved organic shape, and there's no really hard reference that you can measure off to get the Plinth to sit completely center. So we've come up with this alignment jig that will help us stick the Plinth on completely center. These 2 feet will align to the bottom of the bumper here, and these 2 flappy things will align to the factory dimple in the bumper. So if you do this correctly, this hole will align with that dimple, that hole will align with that dimple, and then we can install our Plinth. Just take these down, put the Plinth on top, either use the stick only method or the drill only method, or a combination of both. With that rough explanation out of the way, let me show you how we're going to install this customer's Plinth. Okay, so to install this miniature Plinth, the first thing that we're going to do is grab our alignment tool so that we can make sure that our miniature Plinth is not only in the middle, but it's also straight as well. To do this, you'll need to take off this double-sided tape, align the 2 feet with the bottom of the bumper, and align this hole and this hole with the dimples in the bar. But because this customer has just come back from the PPF installer, I don't think that the PPF is 100% cured. What we're going to do, just to be extra sure, is put a few bits of masking tape where the double-sided tape will be, because we will have to remove the jig shortly. Peel this double-sided tape. Just take your time when you're doing this part, because if you don't get the tool straight, then your Plinth will be off. Just make sure that it aligns with that dimple and that dimple. Now that we've installed the jig and we're happy that it's completely center and it's completely straight, we're gonna flip down the left and the right. I'm gonna call them wings, so they don't have a better name right now. And then we can install our miniature plinth. Now, I said before, and I'll reiterate, there are two ways, technically three ways to install this plinth. You can go with a double-sided tape method only. You can go with a screw fixing only, and you can go with a combination of both a screw fixing and double-sided tape. Now, this customer has specifically requested that we don't drill any holes into the bumper because it doesn't have any at the moment. And he's also running a very lightweight number plate, so double-sided tape will be sufficient. This double-sided tape not only sticks to the PPF, there is a secret to it, which I will explain a little bit later. And it also sticks directly to paint, and it will be a permanent installation. If you already have those holes there, use them if you can. We do provide a black stainless steel bolt that will go into that hole if it does exist. If it doesn't, you can still drill it out. Now, if you're running a heavier weight number plate, I would definitely recommend that you do put in a mechanical fixing, especially on those spirited day drives where the number plate is going to move up and down. But again, this customer has requested that we don't put any holes into his bumper because his plate is quite lightweight. With that explanation out of the way, let's go ahead and install the miniature plinth using the double-sided tape method only. The secret to the double-sided tape installation is this 3M primer. It's made by 3M, and our tape is also by 3M. This is an adhesion promoter. And what it does is it just increases the bond between the double-sided tape and the surface that you're sticking to by making the adhesive on the double-sided tape extra sticky. So to use this, it's actually a glass or plastic vial. You just crack it and the liquid will drop out onto the application pad, and then you can apply the primer or adhesion promoter to the surface and then stick on, hold it for at least a good minute, and then you're good to go. Let's first prep down the surface. We provide you with this alcohol wipe. Just make sure that you clean the areas where the double-sided tape will go. Just going to use this rag to dry off the excess liquid. Then we're going to crack this adhesion promoter. Just got to squeeze quite hard to break it. And you can see the liquids dripping out. Just going to use this knife to help me peel the double-sided tape. We've now peeled off the double-sided tape. The way that I've found the easiest is to make sure that we align this bottom and this bottom part of the plinth to this where it doesn't have double-sided tape, and make sure that it's completely flat first, and then lift it up and it'll self-center. So after sitting here and pushing on the plinth for an hour, we can now remove our alignment tool. Just going to try to pull on these little winglets here and it should pop off like that. Okay, we've installed our miniature plinth. It's time to move on to the next step, which is getting a number plate bracket onto the miniature plinth so that we can therefore mount our number plates on. But let me explain a little bit more before we get into mounting number plate brackets and number plates onto the miniature plinth. This is a two-part mounting solution, and that means that you can't buy the miniature plinth by itself or just on its own. You have to buy it in conjunction or with a matching number plate bracket. And when I say matching number plate bracket, it is the number plate bracket that matches the style and size of your number plate. And there is a lot in Australia, and we have a bracket to suit almost every number plate in Australia. So if you're running heritage plates, you grab a heritage bracket. If you're running signature plates, you put a signature bracket onto it first before you put the plate on. Traditional black, you get the traditional black plates. JDM or import, you get the JDM and import plate bracket. Standard, if you had a standard size number plate, you get a standard bracket and bolt that on. The Euro, you'd get the Euro premium bracket. And if you had 3 to 4 character slimlines, you'd get the 3 to 4 character slimline and bolt it on. And I guess that is the best benefit of the modular system, is that you can almost pick and choose which number plate size and style that you want and mount it to the modular miniature plinth without drilling multiple holes into the front bumper. Now, with that explanation out of the way, I have segregated some plates into 3 different categories. And this is going to help me explain when and where you'll have to use a spacer. So the base miniature plinth is as close to the bumper as you can, and you can run the majority of number plates. When you start going into a taller number plate, you will need this spacer. It's got these little locating knobs on it that will locate into the base plinth, and then it'll clip on. And this will allow you to step off the number plate so it clears this lip as well as the nose, especially for this category here, traditional black, JDM and import, as well as standards. With almost every other plate, you can do away with the spacer and mount the bracket directly to the base plinth and then put on your number plate. Now, this category here, heritage, especially in the 6-digit and the signature plates, tend to be a little bit heavier. So if you're in that category where you're running a heritage or signature, we do recommend that you put in the mechanical fixing into the factory dimple, just so that on spirited drives, when you're going over those bumps and the weight is hanging off it, you're not just relying on the double-sided tape, you've got mechanical fasteners as well. If you're running any of the other lighter weight number plates, then you can probably do away with those 2 fasteners. Now I'm just going to show you a few examples. So now we're moving on to the taller plate category where you'll need to use the spacer. Now, if you are using the spacer to mount on the taller plates, make sure that you use the longer bolt that will go through the spacer and into the miniature plinth. They look like this. Now that we've done the front, let me show you how to do the rear. So this customer has already got a bracket, but wasn't quite happy with it, and I'll explain why. So these plastic brackets that you can get from your local hardware store or Autobarn, they sell you this bracket to fit a slimline plate, but it's actually too big, and you can actually see it. So it's not completely borderless, and you can still see gaps around it. And when thieves see this bracket, and it's very easy to see because the bracket is actually bigger than the number plate itself, they love them because you won't even need a screwdriver to undo it. You can just simply pull, it'll break all of these plastic parts in here and it'll come off in less than 2 seconds. So all you'll need to do is grab a bracket that matches the size and style of your number plate, and it will actually screw to the factory hole locations. Now these holes have already been drilled out by the dealership, I'm going to assume, but this hole and this hole here would have started life off like this little dimple here and here. And our bracket, most of our brackets will align to that hole or that hole in any location that you wanted. Today, we're going to be installing our SL2, which is the most common size for slimline plates around Australia, measuring 372 by 100 mil. And that's how you get floating number plates onto a GT4 RS. Again, this plinth will also fit the 982718 GT4, GT4 RS, Spyder and Spyder RS as well. Just a few things to remember, guys, that this is a 2-part mounting solution. That means that you can't buy the miniature by itself. You have to buy it in conjunction with a number plate bracket to complete the 2-part mounting solution. And if you're running taller plates, we do suggest that you run the spacer to space it off the bumper so that it can hang lower and avoid this lip that protrudes forward. And number 3, If you are running a heavier plate, we do recommend that you put in the 2 mechanical screws into the bumper just for those spirited day drives. I hope you found this video useful, and thanks for watching.